quote. You know, it's just a perception, it's just a quote. But do you really live by that? Probably not. And the problem is that people just kind of want this feeling, oh, wow, this is cool, this is like, it sounds good, it makes me feel good. You know, people actually getting stupid because they thinking by feelings, you know, and they're messing up those things all around. It depends where your heart is leading you. You just have to be smart. You just have to be smart to combine your identity with your mission in the work. And I think this is one of the challenges today, specifically because people, you know, they think they want everything at the same time. They want a calling, purpose, best job, best work, fulfillment, money, everything now. Sorry to tell you, it doesn't work this way. It is, and also it is normal that the career and your purpose and your calling might not be the same thing, and it's okay. So I would say this, I will ask you a question. What is your purpose?
Would you mind just give us a very brief introduction of your background?
I'm in Shenzhen for over 6 years. In that time, I was obsessed with the tech, entrepreneurship. So obviously building the products, I get to know that Shenzhen actually is a very special place for this. I visited Hong Kong and Shenzhen and I was totally blown away.
Do you find any difference between Shenzhen and Hong Kong for entrepreneurship or business environment?
Yes, it's on a scale to 1 to 10, yeah, it's like 15. It's very different. Hong Kong in this case is very, very international. Shenzhen is full of immigrants, basically. I mean, aka even Chinese immigrants, because people from all around China come over. So the DNA of the city have certain storylines, certain narrative. It's very, very quick, very dynamic. So there's like so much uncertainty. But I would say one of my favorite quotes is, when nothing is certain, everything is possible.
Oh, yes.
I think that Shenzhen definitely provide me the environment to change. Hopefully to better.
Of course, it's better. Can you tell me what's the most extraordinary ups for you, and what's the downs that you have been conquered so far?
If I should start with the downs, perhaps, is when I lost my first company. It was very. It
was a very successful company, right?
It was not like, it was a classic SME, and we was just able to scale very fast, and I sell part of the company to the investor, who was more as a venture partner, and they help us to scale. But in the same time, people, you know, used to say that some companies grow faster than people, and it was definitely my case. That was actually the time when I came to China, and shortly after that, I did a couple of wrong decisions in terms of the new partnerships I built, and including my new stakeholders. And that cost me literally almost a life, in business life. So I lost the whole business within the first 6 months of coming to China.
What was the big mistake?
The transfer from Europe to China was a massive difference. It was really, really so different. And I'm embracing the hardship, sort of this entrepreneur journey. So I don't mind that much, but the problem is that I have to put the trust into people, and I have to give them literally freedom to do certain choices. And I didn't manage well to follow up on some of those choices. And there was just basically my business partners at the time. I choose perhaps not the right people in the right position, and they did some severe mistakes, which sucked out all the cash flow from our company, and basically.
Wow, that's fraud.
Especially, I think sometimes to be successful at a very early stage,
Yes.
it can be dangerous, because it can make you blind towards certain things.
How did you actually conquer your hard times?
In the business layer, you have to deal with it, I think, very quickly. So I basically take myself, go back to Europe. I restructure the whole company, start a new company, hire new people, and because I know already what I want and what I need.
Do you always know, like, what do you want exactly?
I always think so, but now backwards, I don't think so. But in that time, it was very simple. I just knew what is my resources, and I just wanted to put them in use. Trying to be very quick in execution and build everything back.
It is something to be proud of, like getting
I think
back
every
from-
entrepreneur who is really serious about his journey, in my case, I was just hoping that I will connect the dots backwards and I will learn from that. So I started digging really deeper into, you know, different types of communities and of course ecosystems, and I find out that there are people, but they are usually on the spectrum of NGO or maybe people who are really concerned on that, on the issues, but they was not really, they don't have the entrepreneurial mindset. So me with my background, I cannot relate to it. I just halfway. And that's where I actually cannot find the right place for me. So I said, okay, maybe I need to build one. So I started this community which is focusing on social and environmental innovation. Basically, we're trying to bring social entrepreneurs and impact investors together. And of course, it's not a closed community, it's more like an inclusive space. So we're inviting everybody who is interested in that topic. And we're running a lot of events. We're also co-organizing some hackathons. We're trying to be valuable for the local community, of course. And yeah, help people to understand the future of the sustainable business.
Do you have a vision of yourself, like in 5 or 10 years?
I literally believe that Shenzhen is a magical place. I think not only by Chinese, but also by foreigners, by everybody. I think that this is still quite underestimated place.
Yes.
So many people don't know, again, as I said, you know, like they are not really sure what they should be doing, specifically millennials. I'm still millennial too, but
Yes.
I'm trying to be one of them. So my vision for myself in 5-10 years is that I would love to be one of those, you know, community leaders, let's say, if possible, or some of those who basically helping people to realize their potential.
Do you have any advice or suggestions, advice maybe, to those people who might want to come to China?
The people I think who coming to China, they should have a deeper purpose to come over here to create something more than only business. So that will be my message probably.
Yes, that's very good and practical.